Hello and welcome to another session of Daniel's Prayer Window. I thank you for being with me today. Thank you because I know it's around lunchtime and I know you may be at work, you may be at home, you may be wherever you find yourself. Thank you for taking the time to join me in this session. We're starting a new series called Invaluable. Now, the word invaluable means you're indispensable. It means that if that person, place, or thing was not there, things would not be the same. And something I want you to start understanding today is that you're invaluable for God. Sometimes we think there's a lot of Christian people out there, there's a lot of better people than us out there, but I want you to start thinking about yourself as an invaluable person. Today I want to focus on this. You see on the screen, we have one God and one family. I want to read to you 1 John chapter 3. We're going to read 3 verses and then I'm going to explain to them very briefly and then we're going to close in prayer. So at this time, please make sure you hit that share button. You share this message with someone today. 1 John 3:1 says, "See what love the Father has given us, that we should be called children of God, and that is what we are. The reason the world does not know us is that it did not know Him. Beloved, we are God's children now. What we will be has not yet been revealed. What we do know is this: when He is revealed, we will be like Him, for we will see Him as He is. And all who have this hope in Him purify themselves, just as He is pure." This is what 1 John 3 says. Now, the fact is that God loves us in such a way that was the purpose of creating earth. That was the purpose of creating mankind. It was out of the root of His love that He created everything around us, including ourselves. So now, when we look at everything that we're living, all the struggles, all the tribulations, we have to understand that there is a God whose very essence is love. It wasn't power what made Him decide to create earth. It wasn't authority what made Him decide to create earth and human being. It was love. He wanted a family, and that family to have one God. Now God loves us, and in consequence of this love, He makes us His children through Jesus Christ. Now here in the letter, John starts, "See what love the Father has given us, that we should be called children of God, and that is what we are." So I want to leave you with this message today. I want to leave you thinking that you are number one in this series. You are invaluable. I want you to know that you're invaluable because there is a God who loves you, because there is a God who thought you would be worthy, you would be the perfect fit for His family. Certainly we will never be worthy enough of His love. We will never get our acts right enough to earn His love, but we receive His love. We don't earn it. Now God is the creator, and knowing that, we can also apply that He is the Father for every human being He has created. He has the right to be the universal Father. Now, strangely enough, that aspect of the Father is limited, because even though He is the creator and the Father of all humankind, it is our responsibility as humans to respond to that love. Now John the Apostle Paul says in another place that we did not approach God. God approaches us. That's what true love is, that He came to us first. Now, God being the creator and being the Father of everyone, He's still waiting for humankind to take a step towards Him. Now, there's a verse in here that we read in 1 John 3, in verse 2. We are God's children now. That says it the second time he says it. We are God's children now. Meaning that now we weren't like before. We weren't fatherless. We weren't when we once were fatherless. When we once said, okay, I didn't have a very stable home growing up. When you once said, I don't have a great relationship with my dad, with my mom. I want you to know that John is telling you today, we are God's children now. Something has changed. There has been a change for humankind. And that is that God found the perfect solution to make you a member of his family, just like his original plan was. And it says, when he is revealed, we will be like him, for we will see him as he is. You know, we spoke on this, or yesterday, Sunday, our sermon that the pastor gave us was talking about this very same verse. There will come a day when he will be revealed and we will be like him, for we will see him as he is. But in the meantime, what do we do? In the meantime, we get to be a part of his family here on earth. We get to be a part of his family here on earth, revealing what God the Father does through us. Now, there will be a time where we will see him just as he is, just like John says. But there is a catch. Because on verse 3 it says, "On all who have this hope in him purify themselves, just as he is pure." So we are not just waiting for Jesus to be revealed and for us to be like him, but while we're waiting, we decide to purify ourselves, because now we're members of the family of God. Once again, verse 1 says, "See what love the Father has given us." So you have to understand it's a privilege to be a part of God's family through faith in Jesus Christ. But once we are in his family, we're not just any random members, we're invaluable members. There is no one on this planet Earth just like you. And the first step in knowing that you're an invaluable person, no matter what mistakes you've made, no matter how dark your past is, you have to know you're indispensable, you're invaluable. Because in the eyes of God, you were created to be with him, and you were the perfect piece missing in his family. So that is what God did for us and through Jesus, so that we could approach him. So no matter how hard your circumstance is right now, know that we have one God and we're part of one whole family. We may be from different cities, from different backgrounds, from different places, but we have one thing in common. We have one God and we're a part of one family. And our job is to purify ourselves just as he is pure, so that when he comes, we will be like him, for we will see him as he is. So once again, I was reading to you 1 John chapter 3 verse 1, 2, and 3. What I want to leave you with is this. First, know that God created heaven and earth, and God created everything we see around us because his very essence is love. Number 2, he is the creator and he is the Father, but we have to take that second step towards him and accept the gift of salvation so that we can be a part of the family of God. And number 3, know that there will come a day where he will be revealed and we will be like him, for we will see him just as he is. And it's the perfect time to talk to God if you've never spoken to God before. I'm not talking about going to church. I'm not talking about reading the Bible and reading a bunch of verses. I'm not talking about rituals and religion and anything of that sort. I'm talking about an honest prayer coming from your heart. And if you haven't done so, it's time to talk to Jesus. Ask him to forgive you. Ask him to clean you and to give you a new heart and a new life. Ask him to make you a member of his family. Because if you ask, you will receive. And if you pray with faith, he will be right there with you. So today, know that you're an invaluable person because you're a member of God's family. And it was his love who reached out to us first. Thank you for tuning into this message, for listening in. Wherever you find yourself, at home, maybe you're driving somewhere, you're on your way somewhere. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I wanted to encourage you to keep on joining us in these sessions of Daniel's Prayer Window. We have Spanish in the mornings and at night, and we have in English every day at midday these podcast series. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye.